I miss the days I wasn't afraid. Now I always have my guard up, hands on my face. I learned to cope with the pain. I know that people think I'm trying to get attention, but in reality I'm trying to send a message. I know there's kids out there that are going through the same thing, and if you're one of them, I hope to help your suffering. Just know it will get better, and these feelings do not stay the same. No, they don't stay the same. I don't wanna make you feel bad.
Hey guys, welcome to Secret Spearing Locations. In this series I'll be going through my own personal dives and experiences. So let's dive straight into it. So this was pretty much one of my first drops, and what I did was I just looked for a nice sandy patch there in between those two rocks, and I thought to myself, well, that looks like a pretty good ambushing spot. So I just swam straight down to the bottom, wasted no time looking around, hit the bottom and just started scouting for any signs of fish life and that. I probably around about now started doing some grunting, maybe throwing up some sand here, and my breath holds aren't the longest. I couldn't see anything coming in, nothing to shoot, so I thought to myself, well, there's a more interesting subject to video, and that's going to lead me into my next point, guys. Let me put up the drone and show you what we discovered yesterday.
There is a place where you can run free. Time does not exist. Take a chance when the world before us falls under our face. I can't hold on, I can't remain so strong. We have the same old bond, but everything is wrong. My love is gone, but I've been born. I can't make it on my own when I'm
Hey guys, I just want to touch base on the little clip we've just watched and the importance of picking up your shit. It's that easy, okay? So what happened there was a turtle had got stuck in discarded fishing nets, okay? And this fisherman, maybe it fell off his boat or whatnot, but when we picked it up, there was still tied to a rock and that, and he's probably just left it there discarded and had no care in the world for what could have got stuck in there. And luckily, me and my mates, we were scouting a spearfishing trip, and we were like, okay, we're gonna dive this spot, and then we thought we saw two turtles together, okay, and we're like, okay, let's pop the drone up. Two turtles are mating, it's mating season now, we in May, and I was like, oh, it'd be really cool footage. Put up the drone and I couldn't find the two turtles for some reason. The other turtle disappeared, and I could see a rope attached to a round circular object, which I just assumed was a buoy. The drone's pretty high up in the air, and I thought to myself, that's strange. I swear from the shoreline I saw two turtles' heads and that, and we went in and we actually realized that it was a turtle stuck in fishing debris, and it's just so sad. I was giving Seaspiracy shit the other day, and now look at me biting my words, okay? Not everything they said, in my opinion, is true, but what they spoke about fishing nets and trolling and that is true, guys. It's a pretty rough reality in that, okay? Now, if me and my mate weren't there and we weren't able to have got to that turtle would have drowned, okay? Turtles breathe air just like us, and they hold their breath and go underwater, okay? They just do it a lot better than I do. Now, what happened was the tide would have come up, that turtle wouldn't have been able to resurface, and then we would have lost an amazing animal. And I just think that's really, really sad, guys. So like, let's just try and pick up us.
Back to diving. Unfortunately, I only started recording at the end of this dive, but I finally figured out it was a Mangrove Jack there. He presented himself, and that was that. I took the shot, and I am so stoked I did, because this was a great tasting fish. I'd been having sinus issues and I didn't want to push it too hard, so I waited till the end of the day when we pushed out off the wall that we were diving on and made it out to some gravelly reef. It was relatively shallow, in that I'd say about 7 meters to 10 meters of depth, and I get down to the reef and it is just so beautiful down there. Even if I don't shoot anything, I'm loving it. I don't know if you guys can see because the vis is quite bad, but on the left hand side I slightly moved my gun towards there to the left of the tire, and some small sherries is the local name, but spangled emperors come up. They're very small, it's their breeding season I think at the moment, so they're undersized anyways, but it's just great to see these fish around and in abundance compared to when I used to dive here. Now I'm sure all the advanced spearers are having a good laugh, and I know your percentage of actually shooting a fish is a lot better getting down to the bottom, but I shouldn't have missed that shot on a dive bomb either way. But here's a good example of a dive bomb actually working. This nice little jesh or yellow spotted trevally comes up, and I need dinner for tonight, so I decided to pull the trigger on him, and I don't even know how I landed this fish, because when I pull him up, you guys will notice that my shaft doesn't go through the other side, but it did go through the fish. I gave it the old come back here shot, and I landed myself a beautiful plate size trevally, and to me these fish are honestly the chicken of the ocean. My missus, she loves to eat them because it tastes like chicken, and they're great fun to spear.
So guys, after that trevally I called it a day and I headed on back in after diving. That spearing trip I'd already shot a bream, I got the trevally, and I got the Mangrove Jack, which was the highlight of my trip. And I just want to talk about that for a little bit, because I started recording halfway and you guys didn't see the full clip, but I'd gone down and I mistaked it for a perch or black spotted snapper, and I was like, oh, that's a really big one, I'm going to leave it alone because I'm not interested in that. There was a nice 2-bar sea bream, and I was like, that is way better. And I was down there, and eventually my breath hold was making the decision for me, and the bream swam off, and I was like, huh. And then the perch was what I thought it was, swam off, and then I did some grunting and that in the hopes of something would come back, and in reality it was actually a Mangrove Jack, and the little bugger curiosity got him, because he came around and I was like, wait, that looks like a snapper of some kind. Obviously the perch is a black spot snapper, but I was like, that looks interesting. And I just thought to myself, well, I'm gonna pop him, something's coming up with me. So I took the shot, and they are gonna die. All of them are gonna die in the most sustainable way possible. I am going to shoot these fish. They were so good. I wish I took a video of like what the food looked like, but unfortunately I didn't. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this little clip. There should be more videos to come. I'm planning on putting one out once a week. Don't hold me to this, but this is my plan. It's been quite an interesting little experience, and I thought to myself, for 6 months, once a week, I'm gonna do a video. And honestly, it was so fascinating watching my diving, watching what it was like. I didn't know that. I thought I was so smooth underwater, and in the meantime my head is like all over the show moving. I thought I was like calm and relaxed, but really I'm not. I'm really glad that I've got a GoPro and I can film underwater now, and I was just mind blown that I can go back, look at my own dive and realize what I've been doing wrong. So yeah guys, I hope to take you on this journey with me, and I hope you guys enjoy as well. Check you guys on the other side.